Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome to another day in the sniping store. Welcome back to Supermarket Simulator. So it's been a bit since I've played this game, probably since the last recording, to be honest, but excited to get into another episode today. Obviously, in the last episode, if you didn't catch it, we did a little bit of expansion more to our storage room, which right now is filled pretty nicely. I also did make a little bit more of an adjustment and got another shelf just so we could start putting obviously some toilet papers in between episodes and all that. So this place is looking very, very solid. Yeah, I'm excited to see how this continues to grow as a business, of course. I think in this episode, it would be good if we could start expanding the size of our store a little bit more. But obviously, I'm not too sure if we'll be able to do that because right now we have $10,000, which isn't really a ton to upgrade the space. But at some point, it would be kind of great if we could upgrade the space a little bit, kind of redesign how the store is a little bit too. So that way we could maybe have multiple caches. And we could have actually like a cashier running a cache, and we could run our own cache or something like that. So I think that's the plan in this episode. I don't know how long this episode will be, but I'm going to plan to hopefully get this expanded at least by the end of the episode. So that way next episode we could kind of have a nice little flow with that. But I think definitely expanding the store is something we need to do. So let's go to our computer and see how much it would actually cost us first and foremost to expand the store, because I honestly do not remember. If we head on over to not that management and to growth, to increase it by 1, it would be 4,400. So right now, if I did that, we'd be knocked down to 6,000. The good thing is for us is I don't really need to order a lot of stock in. So maybe we'd be okay with already doing an expansion. It would only increase it by a little bit in size, but we could already do it because we have a backstock on pretty much everything, so we won't be running out, I don't think. If we do run out, obviously, we should be making a decent amount of money within 1 day anyways to get it back, basically. So, So yeah, maybe it would be a good idea to already do the expansion, and then we could always just like reorganize stuff as this episode goes on and all that. So yeah, maybe we'll do that. How much does a checkout counter cost as well? Just in case we wanted to get another one of these in this episode as well, because I don't remember. It's been a while since we've looked through this. So, checkout counter mirrored $500. Checkout counter normally $500 as well. Wow. Okay, they're a lot cheaper than I thought they would be. So, yeah, I think we could probably justify actually doing an expansion to the store. So let's take a look at what it looks like right now, and then we'll take a look at what it looks like afterwards. So I would assume it basically opens up from this area over into this area. The only thing is we're not going to be able to paint the walls and change the floor colors yet because it's going to cost us too much. But I think it would probably expand it by a nice another chunk all the way up to here, and then we'd still have to expand up into here to have it a full-on box, basically, so to speak. So that's my guess on how it's going to look. Let's just take a look again, like I said, from here or something. Grab maybe a screenshot of what it looks like before, and then we could look at it after as well. And maybe I could do like a crazy thumbnail like that, like a before and after, so to speak. So we'll go with that. And let's take a look at what it looks like after expansion. Hopefully it looks pretty cool, because obviously it is going to cost us 4,400, and it's going to keep on getting more and more expensive. So this is probably it's going to be definitely very pricey down the road when we get to like over $100,000 to expand. But let's get section 6, and we'll see what this looks like now. Let's see. Oh, it's exactly what I anticipated pretty much. I expected it to go to right around there, and it did. So it's nothing crazy in terms of an upgrade, but now we have like this hidden area, I guess technically, which we'll need to kind of redesign it a little bit here. So we will probably do that right now, I guess. Or maybe we could do our day first, and then we could kind of design it up at the end of the day. You know what? That might not be a bad idea. Alright, these guys are probably ready for work. Ernesto is ready to stock the shelves. I actually made him into an emoji for the Discord, so that was a lot of fun. I should probably make these guys into emojis at some point too, but I'm not too sure. Let's maybe grab some screenshots of these guys. If my controller would stop drifting still. Goddamn, man. You guys probably have heard me complain about it every single video that I've made as of recent. It's just really friggin' annoying because, yeah, literally every time I record it does that. Alright, yeah, let's start our day. And we will do a day of checkout. Why is the checkout moved back further? I thought I had actual room before, and now my controller is still trying to drift a bit. Let's go back to here again. I should be able to fit behind here, right? Oh, wait, let's just hop like that. There you go. Perfect. All right. So the plan is to just basically run this day. And then basically once we run out of stuff on our shelves a bit, we could obviously kind of reorganize where things go. And we could use that back area that is basically just an empty vacant lot right now. And we could obviously then buy another checkout counter and think about if we want to have maybe multiple checkouts alongside this wall or something like that. And then the other areas, obviously, like I said, we could kind of make our stuff more organized, like all the spaghetti being on a certain area. So I think that's the plan, but it might take a lot of work. But we got to do the organization part, I feel like, earlier in the series than anticipated, just because, or else it would be really hard when the shop is really big, right? So it's probably better to do it while it's still kind of small in size. But yeah, the store, the bigger it gets as well, the higher chance of it being harder for our stocker to get around. So we will need more restockers and all that. So I don't want to expand too big yet, because or else it's just going to be a lot harder as it goes on. So also it feels like our cache is pretty far back at these guys, because grabbing their cards is like really small. I don't know if it's like that just to make it a bit tougher for me to grab or what, but I feel like I'm more against the wall than I was before. So let me actually move this a bit. Sorry there, customers. Let's move that over here, and let's go back there. Maybe this will be better. I just want to make sure there's a decent amount of space so they could still use that, of course. The self-checkouts actually help a decent amount too, but this store is already packed and busy, and it's not even noon yet, so we gotta be careful here. And wow, this guy's ordering a lot more stuff than I anticipated. Looked like a small amount until it wasn't, but hopefully he is gonna be one of our biggest customers of the day, which it looks like he could be. Damn, I almost just coughed all over the place. Oh, somebody was already trying to steal stuff. That's another thing. If this store expands in size, we might need to hire a second bodyguard too, because it's gonna be a lot more people probably stealing than normal. So there's a lot of things that have to go into expansion, and I think this is probably almost the biggest we want to get for the time being. Maybe we get that one extra spot, but obviously I think first and foremost getting a cashier would be good, just so that way we could have that automated basically while we're actually kind of like designing the store a bit more. Even though I would like to run my own cache still at times too, because obviously it's the most interactive part of this game in a way. So anyways, let's get through this day. We are at 1:33 already, so store still has a while before it closes, but maybe this will be a good day for at least paying off the expansion. Kind of sucks that we can't paint that wall yet, but it's going to cost us too much to paint it, because it just looks kind of out of place right now, and that's another reason why I didn't want to open that up yet. So wow, what the heck was that? Ernesto, or was that the other dude? I don't even know why he went behind us, but that was kind of weird. Boom, 9370, that's good. Alright, yeah, a lot of people in the store, a lot of people still coming to the store. This is actually kind of overwhelming how many people are in the store. I might actually need to grab a screenshot of all that, because that's actually kind of absurd how much people there is. Kind of crazy. Did I actually move my face in that screenshot? I don't know. Let's just make sure I'm getting that. Oh, we got a wholesale offer. We should probably take a look at that. We'll take a look at that in a second after I get through this guy's order, because maybe we could get some stuff for a lot cheaper, but they might be wanting to buy stuff too. Oh my goodness, it's hard to grab the friggin' card. It's so far away. There you go. Let's see. No, we don't have enough cleaner to sell you. So, fortunately, sometimes the wholesaler will just wants to buy from you, and most of the time I don't have enough in stock to actually sell them it, but sometimes they offer us stuff, which is kind of nice, because we can get stuff for a lot cheaper than market value. There we go, that's good. Dessert's got a lot of coffee and a lot of peanut butter and some tomatoes and garlic. Interesting combination. 917 is your change there, sir. Enjoy your day. Hello there, ma'am. You kind of look like the guy from from what is it? Blue's Clues. That's what I'm trying to say. Steve or whatever his name is. It's funny. 101. Enjoy your day. Hello there, business guys. Good to see you again. We see you every episode. There you go. Yeah, we're definitely probably running out of stuff on our shelves, but that's okay. That'll help with the making stuff a little bit more organized. But then again, we're going to have our shelves restocked, though, too, by Ernesto. So we're going to have to reorganize how everything's laid out probably once the day ends. But I kind of want to do that right now just because it's important, I think. There you go. A lot of pasta. There you go, that's good. 55 cents. Let's just do it this way. Easy. Yeah, why does he keep on walking around the cash? It's kind of weird. I don't know if it's just part of his path or something, but we'll obviously have to kind of like probably put this cash register somewhere else. I don't feel like this spot's the best. We could always put it at a different spot, but I want to be able to see a lot of what this is going on at the store too. So that way we know if there's people stealing too that the bodyguard can't get to. Because then we should take out our baseball bat and beat them up. 32. I don't want to do 22. It won't even work anyways if I tried to go for less. A lot of body wash. This guy's just stocking up for who knows how long. 21, 27. Jeez, yeah, there's still a lot of customers in the store. Oh my god. I didn't realize how many people are in this lineup too. There's like literally 4 people in this lineup. This is definitely our busiest day of sales, but that's exactly what we need after expanding the store a little bit more. But these people aren't buying like the most stuff as they were last episode, but this is overwhelming to say the least. Jeez. Okay, I feel like I need another screenshot of this lineup almost. Yeah, damn. It's actually kind of absurd. I don't think I've ever had 4 people waiting in a lineup before. Eventually, they're going to start to be pissed off probably for waiting so long. But sorry, people, just give me a second. I need to grab a screenshot of all you guys waiting. Because I feel like this is the most people we've ever had in the store. Easily. There you go. We'll grab all your stuff. Your old toilet paper. There you go. $94. Jeez. Yeah, those toilet papers definitely help us bring in some good money. Wow, this person's got a lot of those milks. I mean, I don't blame them. Milk is good, so. Let's go through all that. Some cereal as well, so maybe they're just having milk and cereal. Who knows? $126. Jeez, that's pretty good money. Let's go through that. 73, 75. Bam. Sorry about the wait there, people. I'm just a little bit overwhelmed with the amount of people constantly buying stuff in store. Yeah, we definitely need another cash because it'll help things go a lot faster. And right now, obviously, we're basically opened later than our closing time because there's always so much people in the lineups and all that, and in the store in general. Even if we had more self-checkouts, I feel like it would help speed up things a bit, but obviously getting a cashier would be good too. There you go. Next person, we still have 3 more people in line after this. Jeez, why did you have to get all these soaps? They're so small. Like, some of the smaller items are so hard to grab. Thank you, sir. 174. And boom, boom, boom. There you go. Oh, just the 1 singular soap. That's a kind of small amount, but I will take it. 770. I'll just do it like that, just because it's easier. Boom. Almost getting through the rest of these people, which is good. This other person's still shopping, which is funny, because the store should have been closed a while ago at this point. 6407, enjoy your day. And then we have you. Wow, we're making like a $3,000 day probably around, which is kind of absurd. I think our most before this was like a $2,000 day, but I think we've probably had over 3,000. There's some people going still through the self-checkout, and this woman's still shopping around, so. Oh wow, what the heck? Why are you going over there? Yeah, let's move this back. Let's move that up to... No, that's up to there. That's kind of too far up. Let's go maybe a little bit more like that. I'm going to pick up some stuff. Meanwhile, I don't think that woman was going through our checkout. Anyways, no, she's still shopping. God damn. She's buying everything for the last order. Yeah, she's literally buying probably all our produce now. Let's see. Oh, now she's finally coming to the checkout. Okay. Let's see how much she has. Not as much as I thought. She took a long time, but not a lot of stuff. Boom, boom, boom. 33 and 12. Enjoy your day. And this woman's still doing self-checkout, so I'll be cleaning the windows while she's doing that. Oh my goodness, the controller drift. You guys could easily tell the controller drift out too. Like, whenever it starts to all of a sudden look up like that, you just know it's controller drift. Like, look at that. All on its own. As I'm trying to clean the windows. Kind of annoying. Alright, store is closed officially. I might as well also do some of these orders since we have our bike now too. Since we'll probably have some amount for this, so do that. 4 pastas. Soda. We need these ones. 4 of those. We need 5 of the cake things, which we do have, thankfully. And then also 3 flowers, which we have enough of. So we could go deliver this for sure. So we'll close that up and we'll put this into the back of our bike. Can I open this already? Yes, I can. Oh, no, I can't. What the heck? Let me close that and let me put it down on the ground for a second. Sorry there, sir. I know I put your stuff on the ground, but we have enough room for 2 of them in there, so... What's our next one? That's the one I just did, so we got to cycle through to the other one, which they need shampoo. 5 shampoos. That's all we have left on the shelf. God damn. 5 apple juices, which we have 3. Do we have any more in the back stock? I feel like we should. And if we don't, that's not great. Because then I probably won't be able to do their order. I would assume till the morning. Oh no, there is some apple juice here, so let's get out of this for a second and restock the apple juice, and that way we could continue to fulfill this order. Because I'd like to do a couple of these orders in this episode as well. Just because you guys can kind of see us driving around in the bike. Okay, so we needed the apple juice, which we needed 5 of these, so let's go grab all those without my controller drifting so much. We need 5 waters as well. Wow, this guy's trying to take all of our beverages and 3 teas. 3 teas. Sounds like I'm playing Wheel of Fortune or something. There you go. Alright, let's put this in the back and then we could go deliver these to their people. So let's do that. So it's Kevin Wood and Roy Terry we need to go to. So let's close that. And let's see where they are. So Roy Terry and Kevin Wood are both on the same area pretty much. So that's perfect. So we will get on our scooter. Do a little bit of a late night delivery, and we got to watch out for the cars because you could actually crash into them when you're on these bikes. So all right, so this is Kevin Wood, I think, right here. Yes, it is. Let's just get off our vehicle and take his thing, which is below, but there, grab it and bring it over to him. I don't know why he's standing outside of a deli, but there you go, Kevin. Enjoy your stuff. And now we just got to bring this to Roy Terry. And then at least Ernesto's still stocking the shelves meanwhile. We could also probably do that other order if we want to as well, but this bike only could hold, I think, a maximum of 2, if I'm not mistaken, so. But at least this bike makes it a lot faster to at least get to these people instead of running through the town. There you go. Alright. Alright, so that's all nice and dealt with. Let's get back to the store. And we'll see if we could do that other delivery as well meanwhile. Just because since Ernesto's got it banked down to stock the store, we don't really need to stock the store ourselves for now. We'll help him out afterwards, but right now we don't really need to. Because he's got it under control. Alright, let's see. This other deal that somebody wanted was... Oh, this one ends soon. Garlic. Do we have enough garlic? We do. Mushrooms? I don't know if we do. Oh, we might actually have enough mushroom. Yeah, we have enough mushroom. We have enough garlic. Do we have enough milk? Yes, we do. Okay, we can deliver this to this person too. So Chase Readjust. We'll put this in the back of his thing. So this. And we will put that here. And we need to go to Mr. Readjust, which, where is he? All the way on the other side that... Oh, we can't even go back there, can we? Oh, we can go back there. We just have to walk, I think. I'm not too sure. But let's go over there. Similar area to where we just were. I think it's over this way, if we're not mistaken. And yeah, he's on the other side of this. So let's just drive through on the sidewalk. Can I drive on the sidewalk? I can't. Okay, perfect. Wasn't too sure about that. He's just behind this basketball court, so we got to just get back here. Here he is. A little late night meal for him, or a late night grocery run. Here you go, Chase. Enjoy. There you go. Easy. Easy. So there you go. That's a quick, nice little way to make some extra cash now that we have this bike. Where's this guy walking to? Okay, I'm a little bit concerned. This dude just walking around back here. I didn't even know the AI could just come back here. It's kind of weird. Alright, let's get back to the store. Nice little late night driving on the moped or whatever you want to call this thing. And we'll go back here again, and perfect. Nice. Alright, so that's all dealt with. Ernesto's still stocking the shelves. We should probably think about reorganizing this, but, I'm trying to think of how we want to use the wall space and all that. Once he's done stocking that, let's move this back at least to this wall. Oh, wow, it gets actually dirty still back here, even though technically no customers come back there. That's kind of weird. Let's get this shelf. Why is it all in red? What the heck? That's kind of weird. Let's just put that there for the time being. I don't know why the rest of that was in red. I'm going to move some of this stuff a little bit over here. And I'm going to clean this up, of course, because we can't have the store being dirty. Because I think we're going to buy a checkout counter in the morning and remake this area maybe fully checkout related, and we can put more stuff on this stuff. I don't even know exactly how I want to organize it, but I want to make sure the store looks good. Unfortunately, like I said, we can't really do anything with the floor yet unless we really want to just spend the money right now, which we could, but really depends on if we have enough budget and all that. So let's move some of this stuff forwards as well. Make sure that Ernesto could still stock the shelves while we're doing this reorganization a bit. Alright, now we could actually put this full here, which is good. So do that back there. Do I want the checkout counters over here? I feel like that might not be a bad idea. And the self-checkout could be kind of close by as well. So let's move this all the way over here. Move this self-checkout, or not self-checkout, our cash register. Let's see, the lineup would have to go basically... They want them to leave the store basically so they could line up. They line up basically... No, I don't want it like that because they'd have to line up on the other side of it. So we'd have probably our cash register like here, and then they'd line up like right here. We have another one right here. We also need another light in here, so at least I have that already because we got too many lights last time. So we'll put this over in this position. But yeah, another checkout right here would be good, and then we could probably put some stuff against these walls and all that. I'm not too sure exactly. We should move this self-checkout. Maybe we should just get more multiple self-checkouts, at least for the time being. Make there a little bit of a wall of self-checkouts right here. Get one there, one there. Yeah, let's get 2 self-checkouts, and then the rest of this stuff, we'll have to start putting stuff against this wall a bit, maybe. I'm trying to think of a good way of organizing this, but I'm honestly not too sure if this is the right way of doing it, but we'll think about it. Let's move our light switch also closer to where we are, just to make things a little bit easier on that front. So this is our beverages. We could still have some stuff against this wall too, so we could put obviously the beverages maybe right here. This is a corner piece, which is kind of weird. We could put the corner piece still. It doesn't work like that because it'll go right through our little scale thing. Maybe I'll move the scale. Let's move the scale over to near the front of the store. I'm not too sure. I honestly have no idea how I want to reorganize this. Probably should have had a plan beforehand, but we could always put this closer to... Can I put it on this wall? I can, but I'd have to move the light switch. Let's put this there. If I move my security camera, we'll put our security camera more at this point. Yeah, let's put that there so everybody, it's like looking at most of the store. And then we'll also keep our speaker there. That's fine. It's where our music could get played. We will move this. I feel like the fresh produce should always be near the scale. So let's actually move the fresh produce. Oh my goodness, I'm getting really overwhelmed with where I'm putting things, but I just want to make sure we're putting things in a good kind of area. So let's move the fresh produce over to here. There you go. And then the scale, can it go in this little corner? Because I feel like that's exactly where it needs to be. Yeah, there you go. So then people could get the produce over here. All the drinks and all that, like I said, I think those are okay to be over here too. And we also have this drink one as well, though. Kind of like putting those next to each other is the only problem. Maybe I will have them in this type of area. We can move this, obviously, to the corner. So let's just move this all the way into here. That's good. We will move this into here a bit, I guess. And then we can maybe put our drinks in this little corner over here for the time being. Can this fit? No, it can't fit. Of course it can't. I could probably move this shelf though a little bit down this way more though, which might free up enough space. But I don't know if I'm going to reorganize the stuff on the shelves yet. I just want to reorganize the actual store itself first and foremost. But we definitely need to make some time to obviously reorganize the stuff on the shelf itself. There you go. That could go there, and we can move this. We can move that all the way over to here as well. And that way we have all our drinks next to each other. And all our dry stuff is over there except for this area. And we have all this open space here pretty much. So this store still needs a lot, but we could always have some actual shelves going in the middle of the floor, but I don't feel like I want that, at least for the time being. How good is the viewpoint on this camera? You want to make sure we're getting all the store on camera. Yeah, that looks good. Perfect. Alright, so yeah, I think one more self-checkout would be good. Maybe we could put the self-checkouts against this wall instead. That's not a bad idea. And then this area could be for the other cash registers. So yeah, let's put a self-checkout like here, right in front of the exit. And then we'll put another one right there as well. So I think that's what we'll also order. Or we could order just an actual cash register. Yeah, maybe something like that. Let's continue helping stock the shelves for the time being. I feel like he's already stocked a good amount. What is he stocking right now? Because that way I actually know what he's actually grabbing from still. But I don't know how much produce we're going to have to order is the only thing. I probably won't have that in this episode, but I'm definitely going to get another cash register. So he just took from this shelf. So is the milk stocked up? I know I stocked it up before. Oh, he already did too, I think. Alright, so we don't need to grab the milk, which means we are probably onto these, I would assume. Let's double check these. Yep, there's still space on there for them, so he hasn't done those yet. Always just want to make sure I'm helping out with the stuff that he hasn't done. We got to get the tea on here, which he almost got that full, I guess. And now he's grabbing from a different shelf. I'm confused on where they actually grab from, if they actually grab from the shelves that they've already grabbed from before or what. But it looks like we didn't do any bread yet. Wasn't there another bread shelf? Oh yeah, there is down here. Perfect. Still one bread left. Yeah, this is why we had a backstock. We're going to have to order a lot of backstock soon. Again, because we're going to be running out of a lot of this pretty quickly, it looks like. Get all this peanut butter in. The good thing is that we had backstock because that helped with the expansion, at least of the store. Because that way we're not having to buy a lot of produce like we did beforehand. So, get this water filled up. And we still have extra water too, which is good. Perfect. Yeah, this is looking good. This is looking good. But I'm not too sure if I'm going to get used to this new store layout a little bit or not. Because obviously it's going to take some time to fully get it. And like I said, I want to have like all the basmati rice in one area, so to speak, like instead of having it on multiple shelves. So that way we don't have to like basically, that way everything's kind of just in the same area, and then we know where to put all the rice, where to put all the pasta, that type of thing. Let's put this up there. Perfect. And what is he loading up now? Might be using this shelf. Let's do the eggs, see if the eggs need any more. Nope, they do not. He might be already almost done. Which is good because we did obviously a lot of those deliveries, so he probably did a good amount while we were doing that. Cheese is not stocked up yet, so we'll get that done for him. And yeah, I think, yeah, I saw him do chibis for sure. I don't know if he's done any salt. No, he has done salt. Okay. Yeah, we might be done with stocking that up. Obviously, we're going to need more stuff for the back stock, but I'm not going to order that just yet. We'll probably order that in between episodes. Is he done stocking the shelves? He's not yet. He's still grabbing some stuff. Let me double check on some of the veggies and all that. I'm pretty sure he's done most of these, but oh yeah, the veggies are over here. See, I'm already getting confused on where stuff is in my store. Just because we already designed it a little bit. We do need to put more apples in for sure. I saw that. So we'll get those stocked on up. because apples are usually a pretty good seller. That's why we usually have 2 things of apples. Lemons. I don't know if we need to grab the lemons yet. Oh, I didn't want to take that off there. That's meant for the carrots. God damn it. Oh well. Let's get the lemons in. Perfect. I don't even know still who orders a ton of lemons like that, but mangoes. I think we needed some of these on the shelf. Yes, we did. I think everything else is looking pretty solid though, which means we're probably not gonna have to order as much back stock. But maybe some of these boxes are close to being empty. Alright, I think we're very close. Looks like he's still stocking stuff though, which I honestly don't even know what he's stocking at this point. Oh, I didn't want to put the garlic there. That was kind of weird. Can I take this off the shelf? That thing off the shelf, please. That's kind of annoying. I literally just walked over there accidentally and put it on the shelf when I didn't want to do that. There was only 1 garlic left in that box. Huh. Alright. I think we're finally done stocking the shelf. Let's double check here. He's not in here, but he's probably still stocking something. Yeah, he is. Oh, he's stocking more milk. I thought there was not enough room for more milk, but maybe I misjudged. Alright. That should be the last thing though, right? Let's see. If he goes outside with no box, yep, he's done. He's done. Good job, Ernesto. That's exactly what we have you for. So now this is all stocked up again, but obviously there's still some stuff missing that we don't have, so let's add these to our cart. So we need 2 boxes of coffee. We need let's get 3 things of pasta. Aside from that, we could probably use another spaghetti box. Could probably use another flour box. That's all nice and filled up. That's all filled. We still need more bleach, and we need more toilet paper. And we also need maybe a little bit more chibi, or not chibis, whatever the heck these things are. Perfect. So it's not really a whole lot of stuff we still need. Alright, so now that that is done, we're going to end the day, and then we're going to get ourselves some stuff. That was day 69. I didn't even notice that, so that's kind of funny. But yeah, we basically brought in $2,700 in income, but since we expanded the store, obviously that upgrade cost us like over $4,000, so we can't be spending too much for the next few days other than produce and getting another cash register in, like I said. So that's what we're going to do here right now, is obviously we're going to go to our computer and we're going to order in some stuff. So yeah, I think another cash register or self-checkout would be good. Maybe I'll get one of each, but then I'd have to also hire. How much are the self-checkouts again? I don't remember how much they cost. $900. Okay, never mind on the self-checkout for now. We'll just get another checkout counter. Yeah, I think another checkout counter would be good. So we'll add that, and then we'll take that. That's $800 and something. So a good chunk of stuff. And like I said, I think the checkout counter, we'll put that next to here, and we'll hire ourselves a cashier. And maybe we'll see how they operate already too, potentially. I just don't want to have to go through another full day yet, but maybe we will. So since we have 2 cash registers now, we will put this cash register for the time being like right here. So that way people could literally go here or on this side. We can't change the flooring like I said yet, but I think that's kind of how I want to lay it out, just opposite of basically what ours looks like. So we'll work here, the cashier will work here, and then all these other customers will walk around. We have obviously this guy to do that here. Yeah, this is looking good, I think. Let's help on with stocking these shelves up here. And then we'll hire the cashier and see what the cashier looks like, our next employee. And then we probably won't start today yet, but next episode we'll see them in action, I guess, and how they operate, and see if it actually helps us speed up our days a little bit. So that way we're not still open when the store's closed. He was stocking the same shelf as I was at the same time. That's kind of funny. Good job, Ernesto. Teamwork makes the dream work, or whatever people say. Alright, let's put that back up there. Usually I would just let Ernesto do this, but kind of sometimes the restockers are a little bit slow, so I kind of like to help them out a little bit too. Flour was here? Yeah, perfect. I kind of remember where stuff goes in our storage room, which is good. He just did the coffee, I think, already, right? Yep, that's what I thought. Coffee was where, though? That's where I do not remember. Coffee was where? Oh, up here. Perfect. He just did the pasta as well, so we don't really need to do that. So we could put this back with the other pasta. She just put one here. At least it wasn't a huge produce order, so it's easy to get this done with. He's already done the toilet paper as well, so we'll put the toilet paper. Where is it? Oh, it's the one I took off. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. And then also the bleach, I think he just did that. Yep. Perfect. We don't have back stock for everything, but I think it's good enough. So let's hire ourselves a cashier for this spot. And then, of course, we will end the day probably at that point. So let's go over to management and hiring. And yeah, we'll hire ourselves a cashier for the store. $80 daily wage, $100 hiring cost. So it's only going to cost us $100 and $80 a day. That's not too bad. That's cheaper than the restocker and stuff. So let's hire ourselves a cashier. See what they look like, because they'll obviously show up. Where are you, cashier? Where are you? Oh, there you are. You went to my checkout, though. Can I assign you to a different one, or what? Or maybe I could just let them use that one, and I could use this one. But now we're just both staring at each other, so... This is our new cashier. I don't know what his name is going to be, but if you guys have a good name for him... Like, he's the face model that reminds me a bit of Marco Sturm, kind of, but... If you guys have a good name for him, let me know. Because he is obviously our new employee, and I'm curious on how fast he'll make things go, but... I think, yeah, having 2 cash registers, having people lining up in this area will be good, and then we still have all our normal produce, but at some point, obviously, we'll have everything reorganized. We'll have the store hopefully fully expanded one day. And the storage room, I think, for now is a really good size that we don't really need to make it bigger than this, which is good, because we don't really need to get licenses for new produce yet. I think at some point we will, but obviously, I think... First and foremost, we want to make sure we get a decent amount of sales with the current stuff, at least. So, anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of Supermarket Simulator. So, next episode, we will have another full day in the sniping store. We will see how the new cashier runs. Hopefully, he's fast on his work, too, just like us. And it'll speed things up a bit. And then, of course, like I said, it will be nice to eventually expand the store even more so. But I think at the moment, we are probably as big as we want almost to get to. So we'll see what we end up doing with the expansion as we get this store bigger. But we should be able to grind this at this current pace and build up a decent chunk of money in a single day. Like, maybe we'll be able to serve even more customers having ourselves a cashier now too. So let me know down below, and I'll see you guys next time.